Hey y'all, is we talking business today or is we talking business? Y'all, do y'all see what they're trying to do to the cosmetology industry? I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it ASAP. Do you hear me? I want to talk about it. So come on in, come on in. Let me go put us some background music on. Put us some background music on because we finna talk about it, people. Come on in, like, comment, and share for. We need to talk about this. The cosmetology industry is in trouble. The cosmetology industry is in trouble. Cosmetologists, come to the forefront. The cosmetology industry is in trouble. Hey, son, the cosmetology industry is in trouble. Come to the forefront. So in trouble. But I'm going to take this live and put it on my where I'm gonna take this live. I'm gonna take this live and put it on. Come on in. We're gonna talk about the cosmetology industry and how it is in trouble. But I'm gonna take this live and put it on my YouTube channel anyway, and take it over there so we can have the conversation over there as well. Listen, the cosmetology industry is in trouble. It really is. We always in trouble though. They stay messing with the cosmetology industry. They think we some punks. That's what it is. But we ain't no punks. We ain't no punks. The cosmetology industry is in trouble. The cosmetology industry is in trouble. I'm trying to tell you. In trouble, in trouble, in trouble, in trouble. Please. First off, I want to read this so we'll have an understanding of what's going on. Let's read this. First off, I want to read this. The U.S. Department of Education updated accountability frameworks such as gainful employment and proposed earning accountability matrix. Now, it's targeted career programs whose graduates accumulate high debt relevant to low post-grad earnings. Because many entry-level beauty professionals take years to build a clientele, the underreported cash tips early data suggests up to 90% of cosmetologist programs risk losing federal Title V financial aid. Do you hear me? So me with my crazy butt, I'm like, chat, what is the 5-year outlook of this? If they go forward and they're not able to produce cosmetologists to understand their finances so they can properly report. So what is the outcome of it, So chat say the 5-year outlook, which is 2031, mass closures and shift to apprenticeships. And then I thought to myself, when I heard that, I'm like, well, they do have apprenticeship programs for electrician and carpentry and all that. Why can't we have apprenticeship programs ran by quality hairstylists who had created a program that they can teach and get these people trained off of? Because I guess you can call it, the wealth is in the niche. So if you come to a apprenticeship program and they teach this particular niche, you can take that niche and create an income behind the niche. That'll be, for me, that'll be good. Now they say for-profit beauty schools will close due to lack of federal funding. This is a 5-year outlook. For-profit beauty schools will close due to the lack of federal funding. In their place, state-sanctioned apprenticeships models and hybrid digital salon floor training programs will become the standard pathway of licensure. They're going to do it. We can't stop. You can't stop a train from running. So if you put yourself, what you know is as being a 10 plus year or a 5 plus year cosmetologist into a program and get yourself certified with the state, you can become a hybrid digital salon floor training program in the next 5 years. I'm just trying to give perspective because my mind be working. I'm just trying to give perspective on the shift. And like I said, the U.S. Department updated accountability framework is saying basically, because many entry-level beauty professionals take years to build a clientele and underreported cash tips, early data suggests that 90% of cosmetologist programs risk losing federal Title V financial aid. That's crazy. That means y'all gonna have to start coming out y'all pocket and the government ain't gonna pay for y'all to go to this. That ain't saying the school gonna close down. I hope the schools don't close down. I hope they just lower their tuition fees so they can get more people or market to the people who can afford to go to come to their program. But while they're doing all of that, you, with your financially properly structured self, has created a program with the knowledge that you have, with the skills that you have, to become a hybrid digital salon floor training program. That's one of the things that this Title V financial aid programs not being able to go to, not being able to be accepted by cosmetology schools. One of the things that the state is going to start to happen or implement is they'll have apprenticeship models. You can be an apprenticeship model as a cosmetologist. You can be that model. That's how you can get, this. I'm just talking to the people who trying to still stay in the industry and deal with the bullshit that we being dealt with with them taking away from, these programs, taking away let me turn on some back music. Taking away the federal grants for these programs. They're going to want seasoned hairstylists to create apprenticeship programs. It's going to be mandatory. They're going to want that. But why wouldn't you want to create that so that you can keep, this industry ain't going nowhere. So you can keep people rotating in your lesson, and then it'll be more people like you. It'll be more people like myself. I have a learning program that I do sell to schools. It's the silk press. Now, if you only want a niche target and learn the silk press, which I'm telling you, the money is in the niches. You do this one particular service and you do it very well, you could charge high value for it. That's a whole nother subject. But I'm talking about creating a hybrid digital salon floor training program that will become state sanctioned programs on that's how they're trying to move the cosmetologists to become or to get their license through apprenticeship programs or state sanctioned digital programs. Are you going to be one of those cosmetologists that created the program to be able to fill that gap? Do you want to y'all can yap, but are you trying to fill the gap? Because they still going to be out here trying to do hair, and they're going to look for people that can train them. Are you trying to fill the gap? I know I'm trying to fill the gap. We'll talk about what's on my hand in a minute, but I know I'm trying to fill the gap, right? Now here's another point from a 5-year outlook. If they decide to take financial aid away from the cosmetologist program, mind you, they're doing this because it's taking too long for the cosmetologists to build a clientele, which we gonna come back to that, because if the schools simply allow the cosmetologists to exchange their contact information with the client that's sitting in their chair, they can develop a damn what do you call that? They can develop a open relationship, and the client can go with the stylist as they leave the school. That's if you develop that relationship. And I realized, well, even when I was going to school at John Amico, we couldn't give the client that we were servicing in the chair at school our contact information. I don't know why, because if we were able to, we then can create a email list from those people, and plus the ones that we are doing when we're not in school. Now, come on now, let's be truthful. We do have a clientele. Hopefully you do have a clientele for when you're not in school. You should, because you need to be sharpening your skill, and it takes repetition to sharpen it. So hopefully you're not just depending on the clients that come through your hair school. But anyway, I believe if the hair schools allowed the stylists to exchange contact information, they can build a clientele where when they get out of school, they will have that clientele that they built. You know, sometimes the clients follow us after school when we get out of school, because one, either you're good or they have a misunderstanding that their price ain't the price when you get out of school. Sometimes they follow and be like, oh my gosh, it's more than the school. Yeah, that was in school. I'm in here now. And business women, you know, who come and get their hair did, they understand, well, I know when you leave from the school, it's going to go up. You know what I mean? So price accordingly when you leave from school, but don't stay there. You know what I mean? Because if you leave it for school and you price it accordingly, and the school allowed you to collect contact information, you fed an email list and kept the engagement going and sending out different things where they can come back to the school while you're still in school and get that service, but you all are still building a relationship. That way, if the schools allowed y'all to do that, allowed the students to do that, one, it'll kind of make, I don't know if it's just human psychology. It'll make the student feel like they not hiding and robbing and cheating you, which kind of makes the student not feel like they're doing something ethical when they do. Because if we want to exchange contact information, school administration, we're going to figure out a way to exchange contact information. So y'all need to allow it to be openly, to allow them floor stylists to get the contact information of the client that's sitting in their chair. And then with you as the school, you should be able to feed the stylist strategies to keep that contact that you gave them, engage with them as a business. And that way they'll already have a clientele, and you wouldn't have to worry about the client, you know, they wouldn't have to worry about growing a clientele if the schools didn't make it seem like it was goddamn just bogus to exchange contact information. That's crazy. That's so crazy to me, because in business, when one leave, another 2 or 3 come. That's in business, period. If you don't believe that, oh well. And so if you are the school and you're doing your marketing, you will always have a list of students and you will always have a list of clients that you can market to. I mean, come on. These schools need to market better on bringing in clients to service as well outside, and doing more field trips or whatever. I wouldn't say field trips or meetups or whatever you want to call it outside of the school, so that the beauty professional that they're training will know how to move to grow clientele outside the school. Most of these students that's coming up, depending on how hungry it is the purpose. Like, why are you in school? Then you'll know, how you want to, the purpose behind you being in school do matter. If it's the money, I'm sorry, you ain't gonna make it. If it's the money, you ain't gonna make it, baby. Not in the cosmetology industry. What is your purpose for being in the cosmetology industry? You don't have a purpose, you might well find you something else to do. Because right now, purpose is the only thing that's gonna keep people in this cosmetology industry with the way that it's going in this economy. What's your purpose? Okay? That's just something else. Now, the mass closure and shift to apprenticeship is one of the 5-year outlooks if they really go through taking the Title V financial aid grant from grant from these different cosmetology schools. Then the rise of employer-sponsored education, which if you working for me, you getting some education. Hook or crook, you getting some education if you working for me. Okay. So this should be in the protocol of the commission salons, because when you're in a suite or when you're doing booth rent, depending on the type of owner it is, they really not going to give you continuing education. But when you're working in commission salons, they better give you continuing education. How are you? Listen, just make sure you get in the right salon. Or find the right mentorship, or become friends with the right type of stylist, because sometimes it's the growth mindset when you're in stylist, and it's the, what's that mindset? It's the employee mindset when you're a hairstylist. The growth mindset will be, okay, I know my numbers for the month. I've my business accounts are set up, all of that. That's part of growth. But employee, no, you how much you say you gonna give me 50% of that? Okay, so, and you gonna be responsible for everything? Oh, okay, I'll stick over here. And that's fine. But are they feeding you for growth, or are they feeding you just to keep you standing on that floor to make money? And you will see that with the way that they treat you and how your check look. The numbers do not lie. I promise you. So it will be a rise in employee-sponsored education. Major corporation salon chains and premium product brands will increasingly finance student education upfront in exchange for multi-year employment contracts, attempting to secure a shrinking talent pipeline. This is the 5-year outlook that will happen if they decide to take this financial aid from the schools, simply because you're having an issue with building clientele and you're not reporting your money correctly. The government want to see, you know what I mean? 90% of cosmetologist programs will lose funding. Y'all have to train yourself, or allow the school to train you about managing your money and putting your money where it can reflect that you actually making money. Other than that, what are you doing? Like, you want to stand on your feet for 12,000 hours, 1,200, 1,500 hours, whatever, and then get in this business, and believe me, you're going to be on your feet longer than that when you get in this business, and not allow the money that you're bringing in to sustain you. And it sustains you by the way that you report it, right? And it sustains you by the way that you report it, okay? I am a corporation. I have a EIN, and I bank with Bank of America, okay? S Corporation, EIN, bank with Bank of America. I decided to name my corporation Isha Styles Professional Corporation. That's my corporation. Styles Pro came out of Styles and Professional, the beginning of professional. That's how I came up with Styles Pro. And then I understood that I'm a healthy hair specialist. Okay, boom. That's not, we ain't talking about brand. We talking about getting our financial house in order. Okay. So I got S Corporation. Well, actually, I got up under a CPA. And CPAs are not expensive at all, especially when you just calling them for advice and you follow their advice. I've been with my CPA, who I can call up and ask her, how do you do this? And why am I doing this? And and she'll give me the checklist, and I check that shit off. And then everything that I need to have in place is in place for me to continue on to the next level. That's why I called my CPA when I wanted to create my non-for-profit for Dawson House, which is a housing program that I'm creating now. But go and create yourself an LLC or a corporation and a business account. But make sure when you create that business account, you create a personal account. Funnel all your money through that business account. And you're able to download those statements, and you could do about two different things. Well, two different things with downloading those statements. You can, go through the statement deposit by deposit and see What service did you perform the most? And that's how you create your marketing plan for the next month, or maybe even the next year if you're a couple of years in and you did that and you see, oh, in June, I do more of these. So then you know you'll have to market more towards this in June than that. Just look at your bank statements line for line. I know you lazy. We some hairstylists. Y'all know we some lazy mom. Okay? Sometimes we is. Doing this, it takes intentionality. It takes intentionality. You have to be intentional about checking your numbers. So you'll know what your marketing is, and you'll know what services that you provide more. And then you kind of can gear toward that niche. That'll gear you a little bit more toward that niche if you know what services bring in the most money, right? That's how you can get, and that's how, if the schools taught even that, they can get ahead of that underreporting issue. Because if the school don't pay you cash and actually pay you to your corporate account, you'll be in the habit of understanding your numbers. And this whole underreporting cash tips and cash and all that wouldn't be an issue if the school simply just helped you all create yourself as an actual business entity. And they paid you as an actual business entity instead of as a student. And it can happen. You can be a student and a business entity, and they still get the financial aid for the quote unquote student. Like, I don't understand why the schools are not putting more financial structure in place when it comes to cosmetology program. But you know what? You keep a person blind, you're able to control them. Because if they did put a financial something in place, you all will really see how much money you're making for the school. That shouldn't matter, though, because the school is charging pennies compared to what you're going to be making when you get out here and you put those processes that the school taught you and habits that the school taught you in place. Your money will grow even more. Like this live is for those cosmetologists who's really beginning or trying to get an understanding of what's going on with them saying that the financial aid is being stripped from the schools. Like, if you're trying to get an understanding of what's going on because you want to get in front of it, as a licensed cosmetologist and you have years in the game, I really would encourage you to create a hybrid digital program that you can sell so that they can have education to become cosmetologists in the near future. This is a 5-year outlook that chat gave me, that how this will affect our industry. And I'm just trying to help everybody get in front of it. Whoever will listen, for that matter. So, like I was saying, one of the other things, because it gave me like 4 different points, and we're on the second point, the rise of employer-sponsored education. If we want assistance, somebody else to shampoo our clients, we have to educate them. If we want commission-based stylists in our salons, we have to educate them. If you want to be a goddamn good hairstylist, period, you have to get your education, baby. You have to do your continuing education so you'll know what's out there to support your growth in this industry. And you'll know what tools you can exercise and utilize. And what's for you is for you, and what's not, leave it to the damn side. Don't cloud your mind with a bunch of junk that you cannot use for your growth in this industry. I'm talking to the cosmetologists, especially the ones that are in cosmetology school. If your school is not allowing you to build a clientele off of the clients that you service every day, I feel sorry for you, actually, but the school should. But if they're not, you have to find a way to build your own clientele in the wee hours. You're an entrepreneur now. Like, ain't nobody gonna give you this. You got to come out here and get it. It should not be an issue with beauty professionals building their clientele. You should be able to build your clientele 6 months to a year after you get out of school, even if they don't allow you to take those clients. It should take you 6 months to a year. You should be as focused as you was when you were in school. And then you start to create your own brand. And when you start creating your own brand, this is only for the people who go into the suites and the booth renting and they ain't trying to be commission stylists. That's who I'm talking to. Because I don't know how to talk to commission stylists for real. Because you all have a totally different mindset from people who know, oh no, I'm gonna be a suite owner, or I'm gonna be a booth renting stylist. It's a different mindset. It truly is. I don't care. We can argue all day. It's a different mindset. So, and that's why sometimes it feels like when you want to transition from being a commission stylist to a booth rent or a suite stylist, it's something like a veil come off your eyes and you figure, oh, I can do this. It's a different mindset. It is. So I'm talking to the people with the mindset as a suite and booth rent stylist. Okay. You want to build your clientele by being repetitive of your marketing strategies daily. And if you do that correctly and able to, hopefully you do a great job with the client that's in the chair, able to execute a great job with the client that's in the chair, satisfy the client in the chair, and they repeat and they add people and you give them discount, all of that. Like, I'm not understanding how the schools are not teaching the financial structure and more marketing strategies, but they truly not teaching it. And that's why we are here. That's why they're trying to take financial aid from the cosmetology industry, because they're not teaching none of that. Right? And then the third point that's going to happen over the next 5 years, if they take this damn financial aid from the damn cosmetology schools, it's going to be a surge in service prices. Do you hear me? It's going to be a surge. Y'all think it's hard to find good cosmetologists now. Wait till ain't too many cosmetologists out there, because they didn't close the school, so ain't no fresh ones that y'all can rip off because they just got out of school, so they running a sale. Anyway, because I promise you, she's going to shampoo your hair the same way when you first met her when she got out of school. 3 to 4 years down the line, if you're still with her, it's the same method. So why won't you pay her what she's worth now? I don't know. I don't allow people to pay me what they want. You gotta stand firm to know that you get paid by results, not their pockets. But anyway, the surge in service price is going to be a dramatic contraction in the workforce, right? Because it ain't gonna be a lot of hairstylists, not licensed hairstylists in the workforce will allow surviving licensed cosmetologists to command much higher prices. Getting a haircut or a color will become a premium luxury service. Not just a luxury service, a premium luxury service. If they take this damn financial aid out of cosmetology. Because it no more, like, people ain't gonna want to go to school and pay. Yeah, I didn't want to pay that little $11,000 I had to pay that. Look, I say little. It wasn't little when I was paying it back in 96. I didn't want to pay that $11,000 that I paid John and Miko to go to school back in 96. If it wasn't for the Pell Grant and all those other different grants that was created to give me finances, I wouldn't be here. Then I did still have to pay some extra cash, but it wasn't no 11,000. I think it was like 1,000. You know what I mean? So it's important that we get in front of and get systems in place to support the industry. And I'm talking to the seasoned cosmetologists who don't want to see the industry die. We have to now I'm talking to the seasoned cosmetologists who don't want to see the industry die. We have to get in place where we are doing sponsored education for people. Even if you do a webinar, make sure that it is certified and you're able to give hours so these people can keep their license. And we gotta get in front of it by doing digital salon floor programs. That's going to help but see, you have to have a certain mind to understand that you're even important to share the knowledge that you have to bring the cosmetologists in. Like, do you believe that you can train somebody to do this? What is this to you as the seasoned cosmetologist? How can you help the industry? What do you have? Let me know. Anyway, so like I say, the prices are going to go up even higher because it's going to be even less cosmetologists. It's going to be even less cosmetologists. And then now the last and final 5-year outcome, if they decide to take this financial aid, is tuition deflation. They should have been had tuition deflation, to tell you the truth. The shit shouldn't be this damn long. And the shorter programs. The programs shouldn't be this damn. We can learn how to do hair in 6 months if you do it right. It don't have to be 9 months to no year. We can learn how to do hair in 6 months if we do it right. I don't know why it's 1,200 hours. I don't know why it's 1,200 hours. But we can learn how to do hair in 6 months if we do it right. They got accelerated programs for nurses. I know damn well we can create accelerated programs for cosmetologists. Okay. So, the tuition deflation and shorter programs. Now, to maintain compliance with federal do not harm debt rules, we got to get up on that rule, and we got to think about, we got to get up and read up on the do not harm debt rules. It's actually in that big bill, that beautiful big bill. All this is coming from that beautiful big bill that the orange kid put out. So, to maintain compliance with federal do not harm debt rules, surviving schools will be forced to drastically slash tuition prices and lobby state boards to reduce the mandatory hours required for licensing. I'm all with the reduce the mandatory hours required for licensing. I'm all with it. I promise you, I'm all with it. I think they should do that anyway. I really do. But where they can start, because this, like I say, this is a 5-year outlook. And I hope that the schools, every school, is starting to pivot right now with the 2 issues that is making this an issue for the Department of Education. And the 2 issues that's making this an issue for the Department of Education is many entry-level beauties take years to build clientele and underreport their income. If you allow them to get the contact number of the client that they're serving while they're in your school, I know it may have its drawbacks. The student may get a little big-headed because, hey, I'm building a clientele that's coming to see just me. Or don't know how to have dialogue or to create add-ons, meaning you want to give the trim and the blah, 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 all in one service at one price. No. If y'all have to create dialogue for these clients to understand the importance of add-on services. You cannot give a deep conditioner if they did not pay for it. You cannot give a trim if they did not pay for it. Like, you have to understand how that's so important that you learn how to build a ticket. Because that's how you're going to create the finances that you need to support the lifestyle that you want and to know that you actually didn't go to school for nothing. You'll start making money. Learn how to build a ticket. And the school should have taught you that, how to build a ticket. They really should have. They really should have taught you how to build a ticket. Like it is. Everything is itemized. You know where everything is itemized at? It's this restaurant called Portillo's. Nigga, they don't got combos at Portillo's. It's the sandwich, the sides, and the drink. And each of them got their own line. You know? They don't. So they build their ticket by, oh, she want the sandwich. Okay. Do you want the drink? Yes. You want the fries? Yes. By the end, the sandwich may have been $10, but because I had the drink and the fries, now I'm of $15, $16 for a meal. That's the same way it goes in cosmetology. Build your ticket. You'll be able to, the income is in building the ticket. I'm trying to give you some game here. Create the environment, build the ticket. You'll be all right. So, cosmetology schools should get in front of this by allowing the client to exchange, seeing how building a relationship with somebody is how you build longevity in the business. So allow them to build the relationship with the client. The client and the stylist will be more loyal to you as a brand. School. I'm not understanding why y'all don't know that. School administrators. Y'all so scared of the stylist walking away with your client. You should have, as a school administrators, you should have marketing programs rotating where you'll have more students for the one that walked away and more clients for the students that you have. I'm not understanding how they building these schools and ain't no marketing plan. Don't nobody know about you. What's going on? Anyway, the schools and the student. I wouldn't go to a school that ain't marketing. I wouldn't go to a school that ain't marketing. I wouldn't go to a school that's not positioned by a big box brand like a Walmart or a big store brand where it'll have a steady flow of walk-ins. That's how you should choose the type of school you go to, their location and their marketing strategies. Then you know that they mean business. They can probably help. Hopefully the school is transparent about the marketing strategies that they use, and you all can duplicate it as their students. And that again, and hopefully y'all need to start letting these students who do head home but come to school part-time do head your school. I don't know why you won't let the students I don't know why they won't let the students do the client's hair. Instead, the student have to tell the client, hey, I get out of school at such and such, I'll do your hair then. Instead of, hey, come to the school, my school will let me do your hair here. Do y'all even do that? That way the professional will build the clientele, and this won't be an issue for the Department of Education. But that under-reporting cash tips, that's a totally different monster. Because their financial house is not in order. And that's what I came here. That's the introduction to what's going on right now. Is get your financial house in order. I'm going to show you this. Okay. Hopefully you take a screenshot if you're in here and you're listening and you're trying to understand what's going on. But you want to get your financial house in order. And these 6 points on this checklist is going to help you do that. It really, really is. I'm going to post the checklist as a picture on my profile, and I hopefully you download it. And now I'm about to go through this checklist to show you how to execute all 3 of these, and not show you how, but inform you on how to execute all these as a cosmetology student. That's looking to build a strong financial house. Then you won't run away from reporting your income. You need to do that. You need to report your income because you stand on your feet 12 hours and there's no way you need to go get a second job to create W-2 so that you can get that house or that car. But you stand on your feet 12 hours to do hair. Why can't you go report your income with the income that you have through standing on your feet? Your financial house is not in order. That's why you can't. I'm about to go through it. So, usually, like I was saying earlier, if you get under a good CPA, they will help you get your financial house in order. It'll probably cost if you want them to do it, or you can sit with a pen and pad and walk through that shit yourself. Especially if you don't have the money, because it needs to be done either way it go. It needs to be done. So the cosmetology student financial checklist to build a strong financial house. For one, track every dollar. I mean, every dollar. Track it. The best way to track it is to write it down in a little small book, or like for me, whatever that day is on my calendar in the notes section, I will write how much I made that day. And if I can write who I made it from, I would, but definitely how much I made that day. Okay? And who I made it from will be great too, but usually I lose count of that because most of my clients rebook, so their appointment moved from that day to the day that they rebook, so I kind of don't remember, like, damn, who I get that from? Unless they pay me, that's if it's cash. Because if they pay me through like a point of sales, a Zelle or Cash App, or what's the other point of sale I take? Square. If they pay me through any of those, then they they automatically keep the tracking of the money of the day. And so you add all your point of sales up, including the cash that's in your pocket, and that's how you keep your daily track of your money every day. Okay? Remember, I expressed to you to open a business bank account. To open a business bank account, you need an EIN, and in order to get an EIN, you can get one as a sole proprietor if you don't want to do the LLC, or you can get one as a limited liability corporation. If you get one as a limited liability corporation, I would get a second bank account for a personal, just so you won't commingle your finances, and allow your business account to pay your booth rent and pay your gas and pay for lunch and pay for your cell phone. But I would encourage you to get with a payroll company from your, and 9 times 10, if you got a business account, they probably ask you, did you want to open a payroll account as well? Or like the ADPs or something like that. I would encourage you to get with a payroll company for the simple fact, you can give yourself a check. And in giving yourself a check, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. The payroll company will, one, automatically withdraw the monies that's needed to pay your taxes. Right? And you have a W-2 if you use a payroll company. Now, mind you, the payroll company does charge you each time they cut you a check, but it's only you. And you're asking them to cut you a check maybe twice a month. They charge you like $30 a month to do that. What? Or you can ask them to cut you a check like 4 times a month. Like you're getting paid once a week. Either way it go, you got access to your business account and you got your personal account. You got to make sure business is on business and personal is on personal. I'm trying to tell you, you don't want to be standing on your feet for 12,000 hours, and you cannot use the income that you have to get the things that you want. Like your different loans for mortgages and car loans and all that different stuff. If you get your financial house in order, you will, one, build more confidence that you are a brand, that you are a business, and you will be able to take your money to the bank. Like for real, for real. And that's one of the 2 things that the government has an issue with. We're not taking our money to the bank. And you think it's funny, but then now, I don't pay my taxes. I'm gonna pay me in cash. Well, you ain't trying to be, you ain't no business person. You ain't trying to have no longevity. Like, come on now. So boom. And also save your receipts. Like, save the receipts of the major purchases. Like, your hair chair, if you had to buy one, the blow dry, your major purchases. If your salon suite owner or your salon who you rent your booth in, if they give you a receipt, everything digital, so you automatically save your receipts. And that's the same thing as track every dollar. Track every dollar and save your receipts go hand in hand, because you have to save and record the receipt in order to track the dollar. But the deposits too, when tracking a dollar. Saving receipts is only for money that's going out. It's not for money that's coming in. Okay? So track every dollar for real. You don't have to estimate your tax payments if you open a business account and open a payroll account as well. That's connected to your business account, that sends checks to your personal account. Sends payroll checks to your personal account, which takes out the taxes and send their money on over there, the little crumbs on over there to Crummy and them, IRS, and you good. You don't have to worry about that. Now, if you use an accounting software, that's pretty good. I don't use an accounting software because I kind of like, I got an accountant, that's one. And I don't use an accounting software because I do track my income. If you track your income, you really don't have to use an accounting software, because I pay my accountant actually to redo my numbers when I go and file my taxes. But I do keep track of my numbers every month anyway. I do, I see where my money's, who has booked with me, what type of services I've been doing, just so I know how I'm going to market going forward. That's why I track my numbers, so I know how I'm going to market, which It kills two birds with one stone. I know where money coming in, where it's going, la 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 la. I like for years I've been making it my business to do my accounting myself. And then I sent it to my CPA, which is a certified public accountant, and she like, damn good job. And we ain't had no problems. I mean, now if I had 12, 13 businesses, that'd be something different. That'd be so different. But I've always only did hair. I've never been a cashier over here or this over there. I've always only did hair. And in the slow season, I sharpen my blade. And when it pick back up, I don't play no games. That's just what it is. And I've been in this business for 30 years. For real. And then create a budget. Now, in creating a budget, I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of difficult because with the prices going up the way that they is, it could be one price for this same hairspray and a different price the next day. You know what I mean? It's kind of difficult to create a budget, but please try to. So that was only six different subjects on this checklist, and all of it is surrounded around keeping track of your money so that you can record it. That's it. Don't let the words pay my taxes, IRS, LLC, EINs, those words scare you from getting your financial house in order. It's not as scary as you think it is. And it don't take as much time as you think it does. If you have to schedule it as a client on your appointment book to block off time to do so, do so. I encourage you. As a newcomer, especially as a newcomer, because it will become a habit, and you'll just be doing it like, oh wait, oh, okay, oh, all right. You wouldn't even realize that you created a habit to do your accounting through the way that you set your business up, and all you gotta do is set your business up once with automations. That's another subject. Automations ain't new. Automations ain't new at all. People just really start utilizing it. It was difficult. Wait a minute. I'm gonna go. It was difficult for me to build my business and take care of bills at home, but I'm going to try. Girl, I understand. It is difficult to build your business and take care of your and this is probably going to be the most unconventional point of view that you're going to hear. Don't be fearful. Okay? Don't let fear of not having stop you. Okay? Don't let fear of not having stop you from paying your bills or building your business simultaneously. Because sometimes that bank account be like, whew, how am I going to do this? But the works of your hands are blessed. And when you're working in your gift that God gave you, he will meet you. I don't know if you're a spiritual woman or not. Hopefully you are, especially if you're out here servicing people. You're doing it for the love of the service and not the money. And if that's the case, we're just in a slow season and it's going to come. Okay? So, if that's why you're doing it, fuck them bills at home. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Because hey, you ain't gonna let them get 2-3 months behind. You know? If this month you got to pay for your marketing, go pay for your marketing, because your marketing going to be a better return than paying that motherfucking ComEd bill. I'm trying to tell you. And get you some marketing strategies that work and stick with them. Because when you stick with your marketing strategy, the data that you get from your marketing strategy will tell you where you need to or how you need to do your marketing strategy. Marketing pays you better than paying a bill. I ain't saying let them lapse forever. Don't be scared to let them lapse, though, especially if you got to choose between marketing and a goddamn bill. And I don't know how strong you feel about that, but that's just how I am. You got to take your Cosmo test again, and you're going to pass. And you're going to pass. But don't, this is what I want to encourage you. Don't not build your clientele because you got to take that Cosmo test again, though. That ain't none of their goddamn business. And don't keep telling people that you got to take your Cosmo test again. Like you weak or something. So what? You got to take your Cosmo test again. Is that going to stop you from pressing and curling or blow drying or coloring somebody's hair? Let that be a thought in the back of your mind of the reason of why you getting up and going out and marketing. Because you got to take your Cosmo test again. Take that Cosmo test again. And be all right in the process of getting yourself ready for it. Okay? And I don't know what services you do. I see. Is that say exit beauty? I like your name, Beauty X Experience. I like that. That's good. You should play off that. What type of experience are you giving your client? That's what I want you to now start to build your experience, because your experience is your vibe, which is your brand. And that's going to have to be built whether you're licensed or not. You can build that whether you're licensed or not, your vibe and your brand. You can build that, right? I know that they try to like feed y'all fear and saying, you can't do hair with no license. There's a lot of people out here. You stop doing hair altogether? Why you stop doing hair altogether? But my expertise is in quick weaving. Girl, why did you stop doing hair altogether? Beauty X Experience. Somebody, did it get slow? Tell me why you stopped doing hair altogether. And you known for two of the top services in the industry in curly hair, quick weaves and silk presses. Please tell me why you stopped. Please tell me why you stopped. And can you start back up? Will you start back up? And how does that look? You starting back up if you want to start back up. How does that look? Here's the question. Are you married and do you have children? Yeah. Are you married and do you have children? Because sometimes when you're married and you have children, that's a little heavier of a load to say, don't pay the bills at home, because your significant other, what? Did you ain't paying the bill? What the fuck I'm doing? You know what I mean? We don't want that issue. We don't, you got them little hungry eyes of the kids looking at you like, so it would be hard. But are you married and do you have children? I would like to know that. I'm in the best position. My children are grown. Oh, Nick! You playing games. You playing games. You playing games. You playing games. You playing. You know what? So if your children are grown and you're single, so you are seasoned for real. You are seasoned for real. Okay. You seasoned for real. Okay. You seasoned for real. It was hard paying booth rents. You know what? If you're a booth rent person, I would encourage that one day out the week, all that money that I made in that one day out of the week is the booth rent. And anything whatever it is the booth rent. You know what I mean? And sometimes if it got hard, let's have a dialogue. So it said it was hard paying booth rent and paying bills. When you had to break it to the owner that you had to leave because it was hard paying booth rent, what did they say? How did they make you feel? Because see that right there, having owners who dang, we doing too good. Okay, I'm sorry. That right there, having owners who are not compassionate and empathetic about it got slow or something like that, or even having okay, And if you were in a booth renting salon and you left, because I was in a booth renting salon, well, I left because I was pregnant, and then like that's why I left that salon. And then the other salon I left because the owner killed himself. That was another thing. And then the other salon, that salon got closed out, and we moved over across the street to that salon. Most of the salons I've been to, I can go back to. Can you go back to the salon that you were just at? And if not, why not? And how comfortable? The agreement was I'd be there for a year and obtain my license, but I failed the test. The agreement was I'll be there for a year and obtain my license, but I failed the test. Also, the owner was a cosmetologist teacher. The owner was a cosmetologist teacher? Dang. Are you willing to go back? Are you willing to go back? Did failing the test really hurt you in some type of way? Like, why do you think you failed the test? Did the owner did they? God damn it! Not no. She owned the salon suites I rented. So who were you learning up under to prepare yourself for the test? If the agreement was to obtain your life, oh, you were in. Let me just stop me if I'm wrong. You were in school. Then you got a salon suite while simultaneously being in school. My mother passed a month before I took the test. Ooh, your mind wasn't there at all. Your mind wasn't there at all. Yeah, your mind wasn't even at the test. Your mind wasn't even at the test. How long ago was that? Yeah, your mind wasn't even at the test. Nope. How long ago was that? I feel bad. You know what? And why did I just get excited seeing that you only failed by 3 points? That just excited me so. So rest in peace to mother. But if my Dukes didn't pass, you would have passed, because you would have passed if Mom Dukes wouldn't have passed a month ahead of time, because your mind would have been there. 3 years ago, it's still a little fresh. I know you be looking at content all day long and reading your books and stuff all to the side because you really want to do it. So if I can encourage you to shift the perspective of doing it for your mother, I really would encourage you to do that. Do it for your mother. For real. Do it for your mother. Don't allow her passing to be your reason why you didn't go forth, which I know she would have wanted you to. She probably encouraged you all the way through. So I would encourage you to do it for your mother. Go open that book. Go call that testing agency. And just call to see what we can do. You know? Oh, that's perfect. That doesn't stop you just because you're teaching first grade. Well, it does if you don't want to not teach first grade. I mean, if you don't want to come out of teaching first grade. But if you want to stay with teaching first grade and you want to build you a brand on the side, you most definitely can do that. Maybe a product brand or a product brand, like an oil or something. And understanding the cosmetology industry, you'll know what to put in the oil, and you can create a website, and you'll still be meeting women on the side and helping them on the side, but a first grade teacher. Or if you're trying to come out completely, I would encourage you to go take the cosmetology test. And I know you. If your passion is truly fashion and design, I know you the finest first grade teacher ever. Because that means you're very creative. So you know how to get to them first graders. Yep. So you know how to get to them first graders. But creativity is your passion. So creativity is your passion. Please do. Please do. Please take it again. Please do. And make it worthwhile, meaning make the journey worthwhile. And living in a box. Hey, when you say living in a box, you mean you don't like being on other people's time. Just tell me if I'm right. When you say living in a box, that means you don't like being on other people's time. Please go take it. Send me a message in my inbox. Where are you located? I know, because that's the box. The wall of the box is when other people control our time. That's the box. I promise you. The wall of the box is of the box that everybody be in. You in Dallas, Texas? How is it in Dallas, Texas? You know I'm licensed in Texas. I'm licensed in Texas. I'm licensed in Georgia, and I'm licensed in Illinois. And I ain't been to none of them. They have reciprocity. Texas and Georgia has reciprocity. Oh, so you got the $1,500. Okay. Yeah, it has reciprocity. So all I had to do was go take their test. And when I took the Illinois state test and I understood that they had reciprocity, I went to Georgia and took their state test. And I went to Texas and took their state test. And I keep them all. Yep. Reciprocity. Yep. I keep them all active because the good part about it is I keep them active because I keep one of them active. And if I wanted to reactivate them, all they're going to ask me is, is your license in Illinois still active? And I tell them yes. Okay, so they'll reactivate my license. But I'm licensed in Texas and I'm licensed in Georgia. Yeah. Texas needs you, mama. Them girls out there going through hell. Them natural hair girls out there, they going through hell. Finding quality hairstylists out there, man. I got a guy, actually 3 hairstylists from Texas. Yep, I got 3 hairstylists from Texas that work in the salon suite that I work, and they fly in, you know what I mean? I ain't saying that's what you need to do, but I'm just saying they still said that they need quality hairstylists out there that know what they're doing with our hair. Bring that experience to life. Bring Beauty X experience to life. I can't wait to hear and see your journey. And please inbox me. Please. I'm going to download this live and put it on my I'm going to download this live and put it on my YouTube. And you can go there and look at it, you know. I want to encourage you, Beauty TX experience. Okay, thank you. And I also want to encourage you to document your experience. You may think nobody wants to know about the teacher who is truly a fashion and beauty influencer who happens to be a first grade teacher who, who everything that you are uniquely are is somebody who will resonate with that. So I would encourage you to, on your platform, start documenting your experience. That too will help you grow your audience and grow your awareness, and start using the hashtags for the hair industry in the Dallas area. Hashtag Quick Weave Dallas, hashtag Silk Press Dallas, hashtag Cosmetologist Dallas. Talk as if you already are and watch how God works in your life. Execute the digital product. Make sure that it's something that your people are asking for and it's not a passion project, because passion projects don't bring us money. What answering a ask is what brings us money. Okay? So if you get a digital product, make sure you're answering a ask and not creating something out of passion. Man, this was wonderful. Please inbox me, sister. Great. I'm glad it's a need. Yeah. So you got a lot of irons in the fire. Keep them babies close. Don't worry about them bills. Market your business. Go and get that cosmetology license. Get out there and serve them women. Because, girl, I ain't even going to hold you. A lot of women with our texture, black and brown women, they going through a lot. A lot of them lost their jobs. That don't mean you charge discounted prices. But a lot of them lost their jobs, and a lot of them looking for somebody to take care of them, even if it's for a short time. And I know that my services bring healing to a lot of clients by way of giving them a great hairstylist, and a great hairstyle. And I'm pretty sure yours will do the same. So I encourage you to keep going, and I love everybody, and thank y'all for coming on. And again, this will be on my YouTube channel. It's my YouTube channel. You could probably get access to it through, you can get access to it through my website on my bio on here. And it's great. Thank you all for coming on. This was nice. This is really nice.